is it working? Please tell me it's working. Yeah, let me know if it's working, because YouTube has had a problem today, as some of you have been pointing out in the chat. We'll try it. If it goes again and it's just getting a bit ridiculous, we'll stop it and we'll repeat it sometime later this week. Now, I don't know how much of the first bit you actually got, so I'm going to start again. Well, first of all, tell me you can hear me and everything, and you can see the picture. You can see the 37 on the MML, and it's okay for you at the moment, says Dave. Okay, excellent. Right, yeah, it is deja vu. Yeah, it definitely is. Right, I'm going to start again. So it's 37 night, but before that, Queen Bee, David Drives, Peter Edmonds all upgraded their membership to Member Plus, Tintin 57 Membership Plus. Thank you for that. Much appreciated. Right, 37 night. What we're going to do is we're going to go on the MML first. This one will take us about 40 minutes. This is in the Rail Operations Group 37. Then we're going to go in the same 37 over to the Southeastern High Speed. It's about half an hour on the Southeastern High Speed. Then we're going to fly over to Glossop, not literally, and we're going to do one in the Tees Valley 37. You've seen that in the thumbnail. And then finally, we're going to jump into a Creators Club liveried 37, which is on the Edinburgh Glasgow. That's about an hour, because that's a full run of the Edinburgh Glasgow. So, right, shall we start? Oh my god, this is just crazy. I thought it was something I was doing at first, because I've been away for 2 weeks from live streams, that is, and I thought, well, something's bound to have like reset or done something. Anyway, seems like it's a YouTube wide problem. So you can see a 37. If we got in anyway, we got GE Dave, we've got Seb, we've got Great Western, Animal, Kevin, Andrew, Jason. Who else have we got? Yeah, David Drives, Kevin Graham. I've mentioned some of you already. I know I have. Stacey's probably lurking if she finds the new stream. It's got the same thumbnail, so she might not. But anyway, right, let's get out of the photo mode. We'll give it some thrash tonight, shall we? So I am going to get everything set up, ready to go. So let's have the master key on. If it goes again, just tell me, because I could see the chat. I just couldn't. I couldn't see the stream like you guys. Right. Let's have the window open. What I've got to stand up for this. It's crazy. Right, hang on. Let me sort the mouse out. That's better. Instrument light. Route indicators on the front. That's all we need to do there. Then on the back wall, we have got the AWS and the cab. Change end lever. Cancel that out. Right, we're all good to go. Apart from the red. Let's have a look outside. We've got the HST over there on the other side. Looking nice and shiny. This is Leicester, by the way. That's where we are. And we're taking these units on tour in this specially converted 37 in this one. Taking them for the refit. 37884. We've got the green, so we're going to go. Let's get the brakes off. Quick get started. I know, crazy. I did see it happen to Entis right at the end of his. We'll see how we get on. Hopefully everybody that was in the first one just come back and joins this one. Right, we're going via Siston. Is it Sister? Is it Syston? It's died again? You're joking. I don't know if you lot are winding me up. Let's have a look. Let me have a look. Let me see. Animal's still got it. I'm just checking now. I'm getting the adverts. I'm just launching it now just to see. Yeah, it's still working for me. And it's not buffering either. So, oh, it's gone for David again. It must be YouTube. Got to be YouTube. It's working for some and not others. Refreshed and okay, says Dave. Okay. It's obviously YouTube's problem. If you get it, just refresh it. And just see. If it's becoming a real pain though, we'll cancel it. Till later on in the week. Turn on the safety systems. Which one have I not got on then? Did I not turn them all on? So, I've got a yellow coming up, so what else have I got up? Oh, it's that. That's what I want. That's why I'm not getting the points. Ah, there's Richie. How you doing? Here's a familiar voice, says Richie. Indeed. Indeed. A few stream problems though, Richie, tonight. YouTube's seems to be messing about a little bit. So, you've had a few issues. But we'll keep going. We'll try it. Make sure we stop for this this red. That'll do us. Yeah, I'm all good. Thank you. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad at all. Right, there is the green, so let's get moving. Got a 158 blasting past. Back in time to see me spad? There's no chance. Still over the javelin experience, yeah. Straight for the buffers nearly on the javelin. Dear me. That was hilarious, that. Right. That's 25 over the crossing. I should have slowed down for that, but never mind. Let's keep going while YouTube is behaving. Oh, it's gone again. We'll see where we are at the end of this run. If it's really terrible, if it keeps going off and you don't get to see it, then we'll come back with it later in the week. There's no point us trying to go through a couple of hours with it. The stream keep dropping. The 158's blast anyway. That one was, wasn't it? It was coming right into the station at a rate of knots. It must have been one of the other ambassadors. It might have been Richie actually driving that 158 with that speed. Oh, sorry to hear that, Andrew. Hope things are okay. YouTube broke for you during your premiere earlier. Yes, obviously something wrong. Supervisor, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Are you all running it on a phone? And it's working on a phone, but it's not working anywhere else? That'll be weird. I did see you driving, yeah. Have you got to number 1 in the top fans points as well, by the way? Oh, you're on a PC. Dave, you're on the TV. Keeps going to a black screen, but on your phone it's okay. That's weird. That's definitely a YouTube problem then, because if it was this end, the whole thing would disappear. Bit of HST action. No leeks. Nah, I prefer cabbage. Cabbage, carrots, not leeks. Yeah, I don't know how you got those. I don't know how you got all those points. Evening, Simon. It's working on your Xbox. Okay, that's good. That's good. So it just seems like there's a few issues going on at the YouTube end. There's probably been some bulletin sent out somewhere to us all to say there's a few issues, but I haven't seen anything. That's just typical on the first night back, though. We'll make our best of it, I think. Right. How far have we got to go? Just under a mile to this first go via. On the MML. Lovely route, the MML. We said it the other week when we played it, but it is. Lots going on, lots to do. Especially if you've got this DLC, because this 37 is an additional DLC, isn't it? Doesn't come with the route. But it's worth having. Quite a bit of gameplay with it. Right, let's get the speed down to the 50. That will help. And we got 14 miles to the next go via, which is East Midlands Bikeway. You've lost all your points. Yeah, I know. It's because it's a new stream. I'll delete the old one afterwards. I'll delete it because it's like 9 minutes of me asking you, "Are you still there?" Like a séance. Supervisor, it says, would you mind telling the auction home story? You're relatively new to the channel. No, I'll tell you the auction home story. We always talk about it. So, I was driving, it was in Train Simulator Classic, not TSW. And if you go into the feed, by the way, go into the YouTube feed, look in the shorts playlist, and you'll see there's a short. You can actually see it for yourself. But basically, what happened was we were in the 86, having a practice before it was it the 86 and 87? I don't know. Anyway, we were practicing for the West Coast Main Line coming out in TSW. I was in the 86 and 87, can't remember which, and I was meant to stop at Oxenholme, and basically I didn't. And not only that, the train went all the way through Oxenholme and then stopped on the other side. That's what it is. So that's the Oxenholme story. So it's a bit of a standing joke, but it was a lot of fun. Is there anybody there? Not for once. Not once for yes. Yes, we're back, Peter. We're back. Could go again, but we'll see how we get on. Is Jason back, by the way? Oh yeah, he is there. Can't get either PC or mobile to stop buffering. Nobody here but us chickens yet. Oh yes, it says the Streamlad says don't forget hit the like button. You may have already done that for the other one. If you don't mind doing it for the real one, if this is going to be the real one, I would appreciate that. Yeah. Let's hope it just plays ball now on this one. A standing joke. Have we ever mentioned it since? Peter, you did an Oxenholme on Saturday. One door on the platform. Was it at Oxenholme, or was it something else? Was it somewhere else, I should say? Because if you do an Oxenholme at Oxenholme, then you're in business. That's the way you should do it. Are you off? Are you off now, Stace? Or I can't tell you if you mean it. If you are, thanks for coming in. As always. Right, we've got 10 to go. Dave, there's Dave, look, on the side of those wagons. That's part of the cargo line, isn't it? The aggregates, I think. There's the 66. Guy Hook must have had somebody called Dave on the team with all that graffiti. Oh, you are really going. Alright, thank you, Stace. Thank you for upgrading that membership. Much appreciated. You did the Oxenholme at Oxenholme. Oh, excellent, excellent. Add him to the list. Add him to the list. You have to do a genuine one. You can't do an Oxenholme like somewhere on the Southeastern High Speed, or you've got to do it at the real place. And if you can do it in the same direction going north as I did, then that's even better. These bridges are smart. Please. Nice metal work. You're back on the big screen. Excellent. I hope it clears up. I hope it was just something temporary. Jason, you did an Oxenholme on Friday. You weren't paying attention and went straight through. It happens to us all, don't worry. It happens to us all. So what have you all been doing on Mondays for the past couple of Mondays? Probably watching somebody else, I expect. How many Mondays have we not done? 2. I think it's 2, isn't it? Anyway, normal service is resuming on that from this week. Don't forget, I know you all haven't forgotten, Tuesday 26, Dovetail Direct. That's in the afternoon, is it? It's usually about 2 PM. I can't remember what time they're kicking that off. If anybody knows, remind me. I know it's always when I'm at work, but I might try and get free to actually watch that when it's on. But it's the 26th, which I think is next week. Yeah, it is. A week on Tuesday. Supervisor says, does the 86 add any new services to the West Coast Main Line over Shap, or is it just a substitute? It substitutes into the timetable. It adds in, there are some scenarios for it. So you get a lot of scenarios. It's worth having it though, I would say. Just my opinion. But there's a couple of new services in it. There's not a whole new timetable though, if that's what you meant. 2 PM, Peter, yeah. How was Chatham? Very hot. Very, very hot. Especially when your hotel is 2 miles from the place where you're actually going, and you've got to walk it in that heat. Yeah, very, very hot. Right, we do have a 40. Got Chego, good evening, how are you? Oh, of course, yeah, you've got your birthday trip next week. You'll be stuffing your face in first class in a Mark IV behind a 67 on the Welsh marches. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, I remember you mentioning that. Very nice. So I think one of you suggested. I think it was Great Western actually. I might be wrong. A couple of weeks back said, will we be doing a reaction video to Dovetail Direct? Well, I think yes, we probably should. I think we did one last time. Because normally Dovetail will send out the you know, the assets from the Dovetail Direct to us, to the ambassadors. So basically we can fire them up again, and we can sort of, we should do it as a live stream, and we should go through it, and you know, you guys can all throw in what you think. So, you know, I don't know, I'm just trying to think if I can do it. I think I'm at the football next Tuesday. That's bad timing, Tuesday night, but we'll definitely do something. But make sure you do see it. If you don't see it live, make sure you watch it that night. And if you want the full impact, just keep away from the spoilers, I would say. And then you can get it, you know, you can get it directly from Dovetail themselves. I mean, what I might do is on that Tuesday, for when the directs finish, I might try to prepare a video on the feed. So if you want my, you know, my instant opinion, it'll probably be in that video. So I might be able to prepare that beforehand and then schedule it to go on the feed after the direct, if you know what I mean. But we'll cover it somewhere, because it'd be good to know what you lot think. David, you'll be at work for the direct. You're not that excited anyway. Last year looked good. West Coast, Main Line South was awful until they fixed the timetable. Do you think so? Do you think last year was that bad? I don't know. Is it worth watching? I haven't seen it, Animal. I haven't seen the Dovetail Direct. If that's what you're asking me. Train sim driver, how are you? Oh, you're in the Isle of Wight now. Oh, you're getting about a bit, aren't you? I'm assuming you took the hovercraft. That's the only way to get there, is it? I bet no, you must be able to go by boat, but I bet you didn't go by boat. Crashing the island line, yeah. It was great to meet you, by the way, last week, Paul. I have to say, an absolute pleasure. Along with everybody else that was new that I'd not met before. All the gang. You know what's in it, says Animal. I might know a little bit about it, but I can't tell you. You know I can't tell you. You probably asked me that last year as well. Yeah, I wouldn't mind going to Isle of Wight, I must admit. I don't know if the buffering has stopped. I'm assuming everybody's watching it okay. Name drops. I'm spying on him. Your secret's safe with me. I've signed up for it. But we will have some chat about it, as I mentioned, next week, when everybody can talk about it and everybody can say what they saw and what they think. There's Ratty. How are you doing? Back from the kebab shop, no doubt, or the pub. You've joined on an iPad, Great Western, and had no buffering. Excellent. Okay, cool. That's what we want. I'm hoping it sort of continues now. We can complete the trips that we're doing. Pub. Oh, you have been at the pub. See, I knew I'd get it right. I knew I'd get one of them. If it wasn't kebabs and it wasn't the pub, it would be the chippy. You're in a kebab shop right now. Don't do it. You might, if you're in a kebab shop right now, you might not be travelling so far tomorrow. That's the only thing. Just be careful. Okay, we're getting plenty of warnings here, so let's behave ourselves coming up to the cooling towers. The cooling towers that don't melt anymore. Do you remember at the beginning they all used to sort of, as they rendered in, they all used to go all like, you know, rubbery, and especially on the PlayStation they did. Ah, you're getting pizza from the kebab shop. Right, that's probably a bit more sensible, yeah. What alarm did I miss? Because it's stopping me. Something wasn't right there. I acknowledged everything then. Let's see. Am I in forwards? I am in forwards. I've got to wait for the emergency brake to come off. Bolt, it says. Oh, that's why. That's too early. Right, we're off again. The acknowledgement time for the ABS in 37 is not long. I thought I caught it. There was a couple of warnings came up and I caught both of them, I thought. Maybe it was that. Maybe it was. Richie, you had a kebab when you went back to Yorkshire on Friday. Everyone's had a kebab. I've not had a kebab. Peter gets his kebabs delivered, he doesn't do public. Let's make sure we stop for this, shall we? Oh, we got a yellow. We're all good. We're all good. Right, I've acknowledged that one as well, so we can continue, I think. Right, go via Long Eaton. And we've got a 15 coming up over this switch. Never had a kebab in 40 years? Wow. And you've never had one animal? They look gross, but actually, they taste quite nice. If I ever have one, I don't have one often, I must admit. I just have chili sauce on it. I don't have all the salad. Well, I'd say I'm not a big salad fan. I don't mind it, but I'm a bit wary of other people preparing salad. If that makes sense. So I tend not to have the salad. But yeah, a doner kebab is quite nice. Or if you get a doner and chicken mixed, that's quite nice. Stop talking about food. I've not even had my tea yet. You do this to me every week. I'm surprised we've not been talking about biscuits. Points, not switches. Alright. A technicality. Yeah, shish is quite nice, yeah. Kebab and gravy. When you say gravy, do you mean like the brown stuff like you have on your roast beef? Because I know gravy in some parts of the country is not that kind of gravy. What's Mrs. Tintin making to... do you know, I have no clue. I have absolutely no clue. I bet I have to make my own. Because it'll get late. That's what usually happens. Doner is a mystery meat. Yeah, you could say that again. Right, shall we speed up? You went for a carvery on Sunday? You're always eating. I'm surprised you're not like 30 stone or something. I mean, you're not 30 stone. I've seen you in the flesh. I don't think you'd be 30 stone if you were wet. You Northern swill gravy and everything when you used to live in Bolton. Maybe on chips. Like, if you go to the chippy, you'd have chips and gravy. That's quite common. I'm not even going to read the food chat anymore. It's making me too hungry now. Right, this is Long Eaton, platform 2 that we're about to go through. And we're straight through to Derby, then we're going to switch over to the Southeastern High Speed. So let's thrash it. Yeah, blame Ratty. Ratty always comes in from the pub and talks about food. Then Jason brings up the biscuits. That's how it usually goes. You had lettuce in your Big Mac on Friday, you healthy. Pizza and garlic bread. Pizza's been on now. So you're all at it. 80 dragging a unit. It's probably not, is it? There's probably some protocol, yeah, for that. What does 37 do? I should know this. Is it about 95? The 47 does 95, doesn't it? What's the top speed of a 37? Doesn't say in this end. Your regional director lives in Long Eaton and it freaks him out when you tell him you drove through there at 90 miles per hour at 11 PM last night. Yeah. Like, how? First of all, how did you get up there from where you live? And how did you do it at 90 miles per hour? Yeah. Maximum 90 for the 37, says Great Western. Yeah, thank you very much. That's good. Still don't know about the horn on the 37 though. It just sounds a bit, still sounds a bit Casio keyboard to me. I don't know. Oh, buffering again. Mr. Water, how you doing? Good evening. And Steve, how are you? Look up somewhere. It's usually above you. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I couldn't see it anywhere just handy. It's usually up here somewhere, isn't it? But I couldn't see it. It's too shiny inside this one. It might say at the other end. But Great Western was saying it says outside somewhere. Is it there? Max speed 80. According to this. 80. The chopper has the best horn, says Supervisor. I'm trying to remember now. Have you heard the news that ATS and ETS2 are confirmed for console? You wishlisted them on PS5 here. I saw, yeah, Great Western posted that in the Discord earlier on. That's good news. Yeah, that'll be that'll please a lot of you. That's good. Right, we're not far from Derby. The best horn is that fitted to the 90 and the mic for it. Yeah, the 90 does have quite a distinct horn. Who is this Max Speed? Yeah, do you remember Max Headroom back in the day? Some of you won't be old enough to remember that. You made a complaint to the Travel Lodge and you're going to the Premier Inn. See, I've been telling some of you guys to go to the Premier Inn for ages. How was holidays? Yeah, I had quite a relaxing time, which is the main thing, isn't it? So I'm actually been off today. I'm back at work tomorrow after 2 weeks. So obviously I'm not looking forward to that because I'll have the previous 2 weeks work to do, and then I can sort of start where I'm meant to be starting tomorrow. But yeah, I had quite a good time. Thank you. Right, let's await our clearance into platform 3A. Just outside Derby. Ratty, you remember Max Headroom, yeah. That seems like a long time ago now. Right, so we got another one over here. Right over there, we've got a peak peeking out at us. 47s, a couple of 47s there. And of course, we've got two ends of an HST stuck together there. That's quite interesting. A few bits and pieces. Right, we've got a yellow, so without further ado, get the brakes off. There's another 37 over there. Hiding away. This is where they're all living. You once had a friend called Max Crisp. You sold air fryers. You're kidding me, aren't you? That'd be a great YouTube handle, that wouldn't it? Max Crisp. Oh god, you're winding me up. Right, here we are, platform 3A. There's not a lot in the station to say it's like 6 minutes to 11 in the morning, I must admit. So there we go, that's our first service done. And hopefully the stream is staying where it should be right now. It was a joke, was it? I'm glad it was a joke because I was worried for a guy who's called Max Crisp if that was real. Nick can even remember Max Bygraves. Yeah, so can I actually. Yeah. Max Crisp sounds better than Summerberry. Hello, Seb. How are you? I'm sure you were in earlier, Seb. I saw you earlier. Right, to the trains. So we're going down to the Southeastern High Speed, if I can find it. It's probably under S. There it is. And we're going to go into the full timetable and again into this one. And we're going to do the 1501 Derby Litchurch Lane to Ramsgate Depot. So I'm going to take off the dynamic weather because I've decided I don't really like it. The date will keep the same, 18th of July. Let's do it. You want to just made your train? Oh yeah. You don't miss your train. If it's like the TSW version of the Isle of Wight, there aren't that many. Right, so this is service 2 of 4 that we're going to do. So we'll get everything set up. We've got a couple of minutes actually to do that. So I'm going to do the safety systems first this time. So we'll start over here with the TPWS, and then we've got the AWS. Do that. Then we've got the cab change, end lever. It's fine. Master key. I can get to it. There it is. Put it into forwards. We've got the headlight, which is there on this one. I'll just turn those instrument lights up before we actually switch them on. There we go. That's the instrument lights, route indicators, and that's all we need to do. So we're all good to go. Does this not switch on, this GSMR on this one? Doesn't look like it. It's completely dead, that. There's nothing. Bit strange, I don't remember that. Anyway, Southeastern High Speed. Here's a familiar place for all you ambassadors. Rochester. Oh, there's a javelin. Let's hope Richie's not... That's not Richie in there. No, he's not got his cap on. That's not Richie. But for those of you that don't know, by the way, Dovetail is kind of like over there somewhere on the other side of this this water. In case you ever go down there. Supervisor, it says you should do an Oakville stream. Do you actually mean that, Supervisor? I'm quite happy to do an. I'm not a great fan of Oakville, as you know, but I could. I'm quite happy to do a stream. The driver's got too much hair. There's the brakes still coming off, squealing a little bit. Your 5th trip to Shanklin today. Wow, you have been zipping up and down there. Right, so we're off to Faversham, which is 17 miles. And we do have a red coming up, so we'll keep our eye on that. Which has just gone yellow for us, just like that. Kelly, good evening. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. What's wrong with Oakfield? You mean Oakville, animal? It will be interesting to see, although it was more of a joke. Oh, you've watched the video then, Supervisor, haven't you? You've watched the Oakville. What did I call it? Oakville. I think I called it. I'm not a great fan of it. The only two routes that I'm not a massive fan of. I have to remember now because we've had a lot of routes since. I think the only 2 routes that I'm not a big fan of are Oakville and the Arosa line. And the only reason I don't like the Arosa line is because of the scenery. The route itself is alright. I don't mind the run up and down, but it's just the scenery. But all these remasters that are going on, perhaps one day we'll get an Oakville remaster, and the mountains could be upgraded to something a little bit less blocky, let's say, and then it'll be a good route then. Yes, the Dovetail's over there. Did the toilets work on the Javelin? They didn't work on the Javelin that I was on last week. And it was funny because there was a guy running up and down the train and he was absolutely desperate to use it. And all the toilets were out of order. It was quite amusing. What happened to the look back vids? Yeah, I'll continue with those, yeah. I think I just got busy with other stuff. We've had that many new releases. It's been more about the new stuff than looking back at the old stuff. But yeah, they're definitely still a thing, so I'll add to that playlist at some point. I think there's a few of you quite like those looking back ones, because I think it was reminding you to go back and play a few of those routes that you've not played for some time, which is what it's about, really. Because, you know, if you've been around a long time, we've got so much stuff now. Since 2018, it's difficult to remember and choose, you know, what you want to play, really. So, yeah, well, thanks for that reminder, Peter. We'll do a few of those, I think. Right, I'm just trickling through because I'm wary of the signal. So here we go. Here's a familiar place. So if you saw the short that I did it from down here. The short with the javelin. I was stood about there, watching the javelin come in. And if you walk down out of there, you've got a Weatherspoons down there. You might find some of the ambassadors hanging out at certain times of year down there. Just having a chat like you do. Don't forget the dodgy door. Oh yeah, a dodgy door. Yeah. Yeah, so the toilets were out of order. The doors wouldn't open. And so we were kind of locked on this javelin. Which is a bit worrying when it's going like the clappers through the tunnels out of St Pancras, but we got there safely in the end. Wesley, good evening, how are you? David says the trick with a rose was to make sure it's snowing. It's much better. It's true, it does cover up a lot of the mountains in, doesn't it? Yeah, it's pretty in the snow, I'll give you that. Yep, thanks for coming in, Richie. All the best. A Rosa was TSW2. I think it was. It is quite an old one. It is an old one. You're still waiting for me to show you how to drive a US freight train? I'm quite happy to do some freight. If you want me to do some freight. I didn't think most of you found that very interesting, but I'm quite happy to do it. Play the freight stuff a lot off stream, so we can definitely do it. Steve, you like to revisit the old routes in TSW. You even tried train life again briefly. Yeah, I keep dipping back into it. Yeah, I've still not finished it yet, you see. I'm determined to finish it. But it's a slow grind, so I'm doing it though. It was TSW2, was it? 2021. Yeah, I knew it was old. I knew it was old. But we're chasing the signals a little bit, so let's make sure we keep an eye on them. Is this signal just outside this tunnel? I can't remember. I should probably put the first application on because I can't see it. Let's just trickle out in case it's right here. Rob, how you doing? Good evening. There it is, there's the signal. That's the thing about that glare out the tunnel, you can't see anything until you just poke your head out of the end of the tunnel. Is it possible to do a looking back video on Peninsula Corridor? Probably should, because it's available now in TSW5, isn't it? If you own it, but once it moves to TSW6, then we won't be able to play it unless you keep TSW5 installed. And I probably won't keep TSW5 installed, especially on my PS5. It'd probably blow up. There'd probably be no space. So we'll put Peninsula Corridor on the list before TSW6 comes out, I think. If any of you are in the Discord, by the way, things like that, you can put them in the TSW section, because then I'll remember. Any route suggestions like that, just put them in the TSW section on the Discord. Wesley says, have you got CTS? I have got CTS. There was actually some new DLC came out, wasn't there? Spirit of Steam, we're definitely going to do Spirit of Steam, because I did the Peak Forest the other week, and a lot of people quite enjoyed looking back at the Peak Forest, so I thought we would do some of the Steam stuff. That's definitely on the list. Right, let's open it up a little bit, because we've not had much thrash yet. We've been going a bit slow. Once we get on the Edinburgh-Glasgow, we'll be able to open it up, give it a bit of a thrash. We went back on the Tees Valley yesterday, and you've not been on it for ages. It's great. It is. Yeah, it is. It wasn't that long ago we played that. Did we run the 31? I don't know. We did it. I'm going to say recently. If I look back, I bet it's more than 6 months ago. Seems like recently, the way it's going. But it is a good route. It's a good route, Tees Valley, and if you've got all the other DLCs that go with it as well, it's quite a filled out route. The scenery's quite plain in some places, but I understand that's what the scenery was like back then. But you've got the 37, obviously. You've got the 101. You've got the Class 20. 31, did I mention the 31? All DLCs that run on that route. And you can also stick the Pacer on there as well, if you've got Blackpool branches. So it's, yeah, right, it's a good DLC. Right, we've got 14 to Faversham. Double yellow. Steve, you went back and had a look at some of the tutorial videos in Train Life. Do you know what? I might have to go back and watch them myself. It's quite complicated, isn't it? It's easy when you're playing it the whole time, but you know, if you dip in and out of it and there's several months in between, a lot of people have commented on those videos and said that. And also the tutorials in the game are a bit terrible as well, so people have been quite glad of those. Ratty says, the sad demise of Peninsula Corridor, you love the Shunter add-on. Yes, was that the MP15, is it called? That is a good DLC. Yeah. Let's have a Peninsula Corridor night, shall we? Over the next couple of weeks. We'll just we'll run a few things on there before it leaves us with TSW6. It's a shame, really. I mean, I don't know whether or not, you know, later on, if something was sorted out with the licence, I don't know whether or not it would just suddenly come back. There's always that possibility, isn't there? But, you know, I don't know. Because we don't know what's happening with the licence. We don't know whether it's something they did wrong and they didn't like it, so they said, you're not having the licence anymore, or whether the licensing ran out and it was just too expensive to renew it, or I don't know. I don't know. But we'll definitely do that. So that was who suggested that? Was that Supervisor? That was a good suggestion. Yeah, Great Western wants some chopper action. The Class 20. Yeah, have I ever run the Class 20 on the stream? I don't know if I have. They're all good suggestions. Stick them in the... I know you're on the Discord, Great Western, because I saw you before with the ATS. Stick them all down. And we'll use that over the next few weeks. Yeah, Class 31 pulling a 101. Yeah, that's on T's value, isn't it? Peak Forest is great, but it needs some diesel on there. Yeah, it does. It does. There's a lot of scenarios that you can get on Creators Club, which is doing that. But yeah, it doesn't have any native diesels to it, does it? As DLC, it's only Creators Club or free roam, which is a bit of a shame. Oh, Peter said exactly the same thing there. Yeah. Wesley, you're excited for Dovetail Direct next Tuesday? Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. Could be quite good. Class 20 rail tour out of Ormskirk. There's a thing. That could be a thing. Isn't the 104 supposed to go on there? It is, but it's dropped off the roadmap. So I don't know whether that's coming or not. I don't know if that means it's not coming completely, or if it's so far away that they don't want to leave it on the roadmap, but it's not on the roadmap anymore. And they always say if something's coming, if it isn't on the roadmap, that's the catchphrase, isn't it? So it isn't on the roadmap. It was for a long time. So you're right, the 104 should be on there. Oh, it's got timetable services on Blackpool branches, has it? Oh, well, that's even better. And I've probably run those, but because Blackpool branches has been out for so long, I've probably run them ages ago and then completely forgot. So that might be a good suggestion then, because, you know, I like Blackpool branches. It's a perfect opportunity for diesel on Peak Forest because it's set in the crossover period. Yeah, it would be good. I mean, I was saying on the other week in that Peak Forest video that I did, it's a route that I still quite enjoy. I think it's one of those routes that's got a bit of everything. The scenery is quite nice down there as well. I've never been there in real life, but you know, it looks nice in the game. Whereas Spirit of Steam has got a very, you know, industrial look about it, and it's quite grimy, isn't it? So there's a nice contrast there between those two Steam routes. Right, we've got 9 to go. choppers do the Preston Docker. Yes. Yeah, it's sad the 104 isn't on the roadmap anymore. It is, because lots of people are excited for the 104. So for it to completely disappear is a bit of a shame. Joshua Cumbers, how are you? Thank you for the sub. Hope you're doing well. You love some BI green on the Peak Forest. Yeah, absolutely. There is again, there is a, if you go back far enough, there is a, it's a 101 mocked up, I think, to be the 104. And I did that on a video a long time ago, probably not long after the Peak Forest came out. That was a Creators Club scenario. You'll see that on the feed. And that was quite enjoyable. I've still got that. I've still got that livery downloaded. The 20s go up to Bernays. They may do. I don't know whether they do in the timetable mode. I can't remember. Until Peter mentioned it, then I forgot they were in the. Forgot they're actually in the DLC as timetable services, to be honest. Let's make sure we stop. Oh, there we go. We got a yellow. We're all good. Yeah, all good. Joshua, yeah. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Thank you for the sub. Wesley says, do you love BI Blue? Do I love BI Blue? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we all love a good Oxton home. Simon says, not seen anything about the choppers with the nuclear flash for a bit. Yeah, the DLC that's coming. Yeah, that's still a thing. I don't. When do we have our last roadmap? I think the roadmaps have stopped, haven't they, because of the upcoming Dovetail Direct. But I would assume the well, I don't know about. I don't know what's in the Dovetail. I can't remember last year if the Dovetail Direct at the end talks about, you know, like, it'll talk about TSW6. Obviously, that's the main thing it's there to talk about. But it may have a version of the roadmap on the end of that, you know, and like we've got TSW6, and also don't forget on the roadmap we've got blah blah blah. So it might get covered next week. I think that's still a thing. The nuclear flask in class 20. Skyhook, isn't it? Still a thing. Because I got that, as you know, because we covered it the other week. I got the nuclear flask DLC from Armstrong Powerhouse the other week, and we played it, didn't we, on the North Wales Coastal the other week. So quite looking forward to that stuff coming through to DSW, and I'm hoping it goes obviously on the Preston to Carlisle in some way, because if I can have me some more Preston to Carlisle, then I'll take it. $33 watching and 15 likes. Hit the like button, says Ratty. Thank you, Ratty, for that. Yes, yeah, please do. Thanks everybody for coming in though. We had the technical issues in the first attempt, but I'm assuming we're all good now on that, and it's plain ball. You're going to ask, but not sure if you can answer. Did you play TSW6 while you were at DTG? You're right. I can't answer. I'll tell you next week. After Tuesday, I can tell you everything. Next week. Mikey, how you doing? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, July was the last road map because of the direct next week. That's what I thought. Yeah, they suspended it because the direct's like a boosted version of the road map, isn't it? With all the good stuff in it. And of course, there's not going to be anything else for TSW5, is there? So. Volume 5 does layer onto the press and call out. I'm sure I knew that, but I'm pleased about it. Go on, we won't tell anyone, says Dave. That means yes, says Ratty. Got anything to say? How are you doing? To do a spoiling stream, that route seems forgotten. No, it's not. I haven't done it in a stream, you're right, but I've been playing it quite a lot. Off stream. I was playing it last week actually. In fact Rob Jensen is in the chat. And he's from the Netherlands, and I was asking him about I was playing the G6 shunter services that are on that map. And I was asking him, is that technically correct? And he was explaining to me that no, actually it's not the G6, but it's something that's similar to it. So yeah, I was playing it last week. I was looking around for something different to do on the route, rather than the straight runs, and I saw that there was some shunting services. I think there's only 3 of them. I did all 3. I did, Mikey, thanks. Yeah, I did. I had a nice break. Yep, thanks for asking. Ratty, you've been loving the Dutch route. You played it loads last week. It's a very good route. It is a good route. Absolutely. I'm hoping we get some more Dutch stuff in TSW6, you know, quite quickly. Because I think, you know, by all accounts, from what I've seen and from feedback from you guys and other people that have commented on the videos we did on that Dutch route, it was quite popular. And unless Rob tells me any different, I think it was quite popular with the Dutch players as well, which is a good sign. So, you know, I'm hoping they sort of capitalise on that a little bit and just expand it. The Vectron, yeah, I haven't run the Vectron yet. On the Dutch route, that is. I mean, I like local armour hauling something. I have got the 375s here, going back after the refit. That's what we're pulling. So we got all the brake in here as well, which is specifically for that, for what we're hauling. Right, we've got 2.5 left, and we're off to Glossop after that, and we're going to change 37. So we're in the rail operations group, but we are going to the Tees Valley rail freight. 37 in the next one for a quick hop on Glossop. If there's no 50, they can stuff TSW6. I knew that was coming. Yeah, maybe one day. Maybe one day. Right, 1.8 to go. Actually, 1.7. So we haven't got 4. It is odd. I've said it before, but you know, like taking the trip last week, it's odd going to a route that you've only seen in a simulator, and seeing those trains going up and down that you've driven so many times. There was a couple of us actually talking to the guard on the Javelin as she came through the train, and a couple of those that I was travelling down with had their TSW5 t-shirts on, and she spotted them, and she was talking to us about, she knew what it was, she was talking to us about TSW, and she said, she was saying that, oh, this route's in the game, isn't it? So we, you know, we were just talking to her about it, and she said, I believe it's really, really accurate. So, I mean, she's not seen it herself, but people that are obviously working with her, her colleagues on the Southeastern High Speed, had said to her that, you know, it's quite lifelike compared to the real thing, which is quite a good it's quite a good accolade, that, isn't it, really? And you know, when I've been down there and I've just stood on St Pancras or, you know, Chatham Station, for example, and then going between St Pancras and Chatham, seeing all the familiar sights that I've only seen from a simulator, it's a bit of a strange experience, that. And you know, I've been down to Chatham 3 times now, and every time I think the same thing. And then from a TS Classic perspective, on the way back from Chatham, I went from, in a 375, in one of these on the back, the exact same as that, same livery. I went from Chatham to London Victoria, and of course we've got Victoria in the game, but also in TS Classic, you know, we got the route between well, it goes from, on this line it goes from Strood, it leaves this line at Strood and goes to Victoria, so that's quite nice to do that and see a little bit of what I've been playing in TS Classic as well. So yeah, it's odd, but it just shows what a good job they do at replicating some of the routes in a sim. Just going back to the chat, yeah, I can see what Rob's put there. The G6 isn't allowed to drive on the Dutch routes. The 204 comes closer. Yeah, it's funny how they put it in. I wonder why they put it in. Right, let's make sure we don't spad this last stop. That'll do us. That wasn't a bad stop, if I do say so myself. Right, 33, nearly 34 minutes that took. So we're going over to Glossop. So this will be fun, because I haven't been on Glossop for a little while. So we'll go back to the main menu. I'll go back to the chat in a minute and have a look what you guys are saying. So this one is York to Rosehill Marple. Obviously not the full service, but part of that service. This is a passenger service as well. So this is the one on the thumbnail. So let's go to Glossop. Where's Glossop? There it is. So Glossop, timetable, we want that 37. And we're going to do the 1217, which is this one. Let's take the dynamic weather off again. because I think it's naff. It always goes foggy when I seem to run it like that. There we go. Ratty, you've travelled a bit on Dutch railways. Be great to see Amsterdam Central, but need a lot of AI, or it would feel like a ghost station. Like, you know, that's the problem with those big stations, isn't it? And I assume Amsterdam Central goes off in all sorts of different directions, and therefore it's probably quite a varied level of traffic as well going in. Like a lot of the German ones, as you said. Right, we have no TPWS in this one, so we'll just need to do these two. Cancel that. Let's get the master key on it, if I can find it. Into forwards, headlights, instrument dimmers, then up here, let's do that like we always do. Instrument light on, route indicators. I think that is us. So we're just waiting for the green light. Let's have a quick look outside. So yeah, here we are in the rail freight from the Tees Valley, 37505, and we've got our coaches on the back. I don't know whether or not we've got anybody on board. Let's have a look at the schedule, shall we? So we're stopping at Guide Bridge, Hyde North. And that is us. So it's only a short one, but we got the light, so let's get moving. Here we go. Great Western, you would want a 50 Exeter to Salisbury, yeah. Would be pretty decent. And Animal would get his 50 then, wouldn't he, as well? Rob says the Dutch route is pretty popular. But mostly the non-hardcore players due to the lack of Dutch trains and routes comparing to the TSC versions, but give it time. Yeah, absolutely. It's a good start though, isn't it? Once the country's in the game, there's some potential then for it to expand. Especially if it sells well, if the first one sells well. You've only done 2 routes in TSW real life, the West Somerset and the Great Western Express. Yeah, I'd actually have to look at the list and see how many I've been on. I've been on this route. A lot of them are quite local to me. You see, obviously Preston, Carlisle, Blackpool branches, Southeastern High Speed. I've not been on the Great Western Express, or have I? Because I have been to Reading by train. I bet I have. You know, I just don't remember. I've been on the London to Brighton. Definitely. What else have we got? Northern Transpennine, obviously. I've been on that. That's quite local to me. There's quite a few that I've been on. Good evening, Jason. How you doing? You'd like to see a Class 305 EMU on the West Coast Main Line, Preston to Carlisle. Yeah, it would. The Preston to Carlisle would be a different era, though, wouldn't it? I think the one that we've got would be a different era. Peter says there has to be a Voyager coming in TSW6 or a reskinned Cross City HST, because they wouldn't have gone to the trouble of getting the Cross City licence otherwise just for a 170. Pretty good reasoning. They'll need to use that licence somewhere, wouldn't they? I assume these licences are not cheap, so if they do get one for anything, they need to use it quite a bit to recoup some of that cost. You're all saying Voyager. Glossop feels more attractive now that you've got Manchester Airport, but you wish they'd update Piccadilly to reflect the new... Yeah, exactly, yeah. It'd be nice to be backdated. The thing is that with the airport being Alan Thompson, and this one I think Glossop is DTG, isn't it? So that's probably easier. They could do that, I would think. But if we get 2 third parties making the routes, then I don't know. Do they share stuff? I'm not sure. I agree with you though. It'd be nice to have Piccadilly updated now. And I mean, we can't walk outside on the Glossop version of Piccadilly. We can't walk on the concourse either. So, and I bet the traffic on this one's still naff on this version. I will eat you. How you doing? You still want a Deltic? Yeah, I know. Yeah, nothing's changed in the Deltic department. Hope you all saw that that video that I did about the National Railway Museum. I actually videoed the Deltic because I knew a few of you would like to see the Deltic, so that was in there. One thing as well from that video, when I went to the National Railway Museum, there was a Class 20 in there. I don't recall ever seeing a 20 in the flesh, and there was one in there in the old green livery. I was amazed at how big the 20 was. You know, the length of it. I didn't know they were that big. So, you know, I was stood at ground level next to it, and it was massive. I was quite impressed with that. You've been on every UK TSW route apart from some of the Peak Forest. Ah, there you go, that's good. I'll need to have a look at the list and see which ones I've done, which ones I haven't. Good evening, Martin. How you doing? 37 rail tour on the Cross City is great from Bromsgrove to Lichfield. It is, yes, it is. Welcome back, Paul. Here's a good one for TSW6, the BR Class 28. I think, is that the one, Peter, that you were asking about the other week? Did you mention a Class 28, or was it a 27 you mentioned? Peter Edmonds, that is. Mikey says, Tintin, Pendor last year, Voyager this year, you hope. The Pendor's one of my favourites, as you know. I do like driving the Pendor. I was quite pleased when there was some Pendor services in the Manchester Airport route, even though they're only, you know, they're only quite short. But I do like a Pendor, I must admit. I've travelled on it so much in real life, you see. Obviously I came back from Euston on Friday on the Pendor as well. Once I'd made it across on the underground in the what seemed like plus 30 degrees C heat on the underground. It was pretty grim. Please tell me with TSW6 that guard mode has died a death. I take it you're not a fan of it then, Peter? You drove? Oh, you drove a 20 yesterday. Oh, excellent. They're quite big. Yeah, it's the first time I'd seen one, as I said, and I was impressed. I've only seen them. I've obviously seen photographs of them, but I've only seen them. Other than that, in the simulator. All trains are big when you stand next to them. Yeah, but you know what I mean? I mean, I had this idea in my mind about what size that is. You know, when you're playing it on the Tees Valley, and it was a lot bigger than I actually thought it would be, is what I meant. Martin says Crew to Holyhead would be a great set in the 80s with 40s, 47s, 101s. It would be quite nice, yeah. I think there is an old version in TSC, isn't there? Oh, I'm meant to be stopping here. Here we go. Get ready for it. I think there is an old version of the North Wales Coastal in TS Classic. I don't think I've got it because there's a couple of DLCs you need. I think it's a free route as well. There's a couple of layers you need, which I haven't got. The brakes are pretty decent on this. Nice sunny day in Guide Bridge. That's better. Taxi, he says. No, not quite. I think I know the 37's brakes a little bit better than some of the others. Oh, everyone's getting on. Look, that's good. Right, we've got to wait till 12:33. That'll give me a chance to have a look. Give me a chance to have a look at what you're saying in the chat. Only problem with the Class 20 is be careful where you put your mug down if you're the second man. I presume it's spilt. You're asking, yeah, you're asking about the 24, 25, 26 and 27. And the 27 is the one that I recently picked up in the TS Classic sale, which was specifically for the route we played the other week where we ran the Deltic. The Northwestern Lines of Scotland, is it called? Yeah, Class 25 would be great, says Martin, yeah. Either the engine, no, that takes me back. A Eurostar pack. You know, you can get the Eurostar from Creators Club to run, you know, on the. You can put it on the Southeastern High Speed. It basically is the TGV, and you can get it. Again, it's on the feed somewhere. I ran it once. If you have a look back, I ran the made-up Eurostar. Oh, V's vegetation, is it? Does that mean potentially you know there's a potential for the trees and trackside foliage to overhang and you perhaps miss a signal or something? I guess. That's interesting. Right, we're nearly ready to go, so we'll give it 10 seconds and let's just see, we've got people seated. We should have, they're all getting on. Has it done the usual? Oh no, we've got some people in there, look. But it's all good. This one's playing like it should. Let's close the doors. Get the brakes off, and we're off to Hyde North next. I must admit, right, running this is a timetable service. I don't think I've seen any traffic yet. Unless I've missed it. I wasn't paying attention, which is possible. I don't think I've seen any traffic. Got a bit of a mix over there, including a bit of tanks there from the railhead treatment train. Right, let's go for it. Right, it says the direct is next week now. Keep thinking it's ages. Yeah, Tuesday. Yeah. PTU are looking for the Riviera line with full diesel hydraulic pack, early 70s, existing Western plus the Warship and IMEC. Will be quite nice. A bit of thrash there, and that one. The Glossop route is pants. You can hear the ride hovercraft from Shankly and those things like that. I imagine. No, that's another thing I've not done. Never been on a hovercraft. Fancy it though. Is this a new service on Glossop? Don't remember any 37 ones. No. They've been there the whole time. I presume that they will only appear if you own the Tees Valley, because this is obviously layering in from the Tees Valley, but I'm going to assume, Animal, you've got the Tees Valley because you've been playing it for quite a while. So I think that's all you'll need. Yeah, pants means bad, yeah. Right, 500 into the station. Where are we going after Hyde? Is this it? That's it. And we'll switch quickly to Edinburgh, Glasgow for the last one. And we'll do a rail tour, I think. And we'll get us to some speed. Oh, pants means the opposite in Australia. That's a strange one. You went on the big BR cross channel hovercraft. Excellent. Carl, good evening. You remember Guy Bridge in the late 70s? Missed the 76s. You were looking to have 200 rail tour over the Woodhead route before it closed. That's awesome, that. Yeah, the Woodhead route. Yeah. Something else we're going to have to play in TSC. We see we got all this stuff we need to play. Let's stop here. We can let everybody off. Get the doors open. There we go. So that was just have a look for those animal. There's just a few of them. I think there's like what? Let's have a quick look. If we go back to timetable, there's what six services I think with the 37. I'm sure it'll tell me once it loads. That was just short rail to us, says Dave. Yeah, there you go. There's so there's a 3-parter at the top. They're not very long, and then there's the one we just did at the bottom, which is 21 minutes. So yeah, go and have a look. I'm assuming you just need the Tees Valley for that. There's the chopper. There are 2 services for the chopper. There's a class 40 there, so I'm going to hide that in case Peter needs the nurse when he sees that. So, right, okay, we're going to go to the Glasgow, Edinburgh. Or Edinburgh, Glasgow. Timetable. We're going to go to the Sprinter Express timetable, I think. Is it in there? No, it's not in there, is it? But it's not that one. It's the Edinburgh, Glasgow. Hang on. Where is the 37 in here? Let me do it a different way. Oh, I need to do it a different way because I want to choose the livery. So I'll go train depot, timetable, 37, West Cornwall. Let's just do... Gosh, I can't use the triggers on this stupid Xbox controller. Hang on a sec. I think I want that one. Hang on. No, no, no. Go back. Go back. I want that. I want Creators Club. And I want the West Coast livery. Right, there's something I haven't got installed on here that I did on the PS5. Hang on a second. I'll work it out. Yeah, that's not going to work out right, is it? There's something I'm missing. Odd. Very odd. Let me go back to the timetable again. Because this that I was going to do, I ran it on the PlayStation. There's no 37 in that timetable. How strange. Okay, so we're not doing that on the Edinburgh Glasgow. Cathcart. We could, yeah, let's have a look on the Cathcart. Let's do it this way. That is really odd. I've got Edinburgh Glasgow down. And is it the... Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah, see, it's not. It was Edinburgh, Glasgow. Right, shall we do this anyway? Let's do this. I'm going to have to try and work out what I did. Sharp, he shouts, look, Sharp. Something weird with it. But I'll work it out for next time. I have got down a service. In fact, have I got the... Right, I'll tell you what I'll do. Wait a minute. Let me go to Edinburgh, Glasgow first. I'm going to type in the service name. Because I think I've got it written down. Edinburgh, Glasgow. Do that. I don't... There's no 37 on there, is there? Go on that one. There's no 37 on there. Let me do that. And let me... Can I type the service name in there? I can't, can I? I need to actually... No, I don't know. I don't know what I've done there. There's something I'm missing. I've completely confused myself. So we're going to go to the Cathcart. We'll do the Cathcart. And we'll do that. We will go for this one. And we'll do that. And let's do that. We'll do one of these. To Newton to Glasgow Central. We'll do this one. We'll get there eventually. We will get there. That's completely confused me. Yeah, such professionalism. Something weird there. And I'm going to go on the PS5 later tonight and find out exactly what it is that I've written down. Because it doesn't exist on the PC. Which is really weird. Anyway, right. Let's go through the motions again, shall we? One last time. That's bugged me, that has. It all ready to go again. Headlights on. Do that. And that. Instrument lights. Route indicators. Right, ready to go. So, gotta wait for a moment. So, we are in the, that's the back. We've got 47 on the back. Tamar, 47560. But on the front, we should have the West Coast Railways 37 from Creators Club. Lock, Arcade, 37685. So this is a Creators Club one. I think we've run this before somewhere. But anyway, we'll do this. Cathcart his pants too. Well, we'll give it a little go. I'm assuming I'm not picking anyone up here, unless it's going to tell me at 13:28 that I'm picking somebody up. Let's have a look. Nope, we're going straight to Glasgow on this one. There's a little bit of a anomaly there, where the old number has been covered up, as you can see. But from a distance, it looks all right. There's a couple of examples of this in the Creators Club. I still think this one's the better one of the two, though it's not perfect. Right, let's go to Glasgow. Why the West Coast? They're shocking. See, this is another livery that I see going up and down quite a bit near me, because they're based at Cornforth, aren't they? So it's not too far. Yeah, West Coast Railways animal. Alrighty, we've got 5.5 miles to Glasgow on this one. I don't even think I've been on the Cathcart Circle for quite a while. I find doing the circle run, if you play it in in a session, it can get a little bit monotonous. But it's alright to dip into. These rail tours are quite good. Well, I was getting on a main line, Peter. And I didn't get a chance because something's happened to the service. It's disappeared. I wonder if I've got some kind of DLC missing on the PC, which is possible. I've got everything on the PS5, which is probably why I can see it. At least the stream is behaving now, which is good. Good to see. Thanks once again, everyone, for coming in, persevering with that dodgy YouTube start. I had a feeling we'd have to can it, to be honest, but it's worked out all right. Yeah, cheers, Dave. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, I might, depending on how work goes this week, I might squeeze another one in at some point this week. Could run one of those suggestions that you've come up with. Tonight. Will you run the tractors on the overshaft tonight? Probably not tonight. But let me just take some of the power off as we run downhill. But we might run that again. We did that as a live stream. There's one daytime service where it's a two-pointer that goes all the way up to Carlisle, and we did that on a live stream. I looked at coming back the other way from Carlisle down to Preston, but they seem to be nighttime services, which are not great when you're streaming them because you can't see anything. But we could run it the other way and just set it up ourselves. We could do that. Then we'll give them a good thrash. West Cornwall is great for 37. Lots of inclines at maximum thrash climb. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Am I swapping the streaming days next week? No, but we might do something a bit extra. So I'll probably still do a stream on Monday, as usual. Tuesday, after the direct, I haven't quite decided yet because at night I'm on the football. So what I might do is get something ready to go out after the direct, and then we'll talk about it either at some point on Tuesday or we'll talk about it on Wednesday. So I might do another one on the Wednesday, and we'll do it live, and we'll just have a recap and talk about, you know, what's coming up and what you think about it, etc. So it might be Wednesday. So I'm not swapping them, but there might be a bit extra. But I'll schedule whatever I'm doing on the feed, then you can see it. The bed has got tie-down hooks. That is a bit odd. Yeah, Bank Holiday Monday. Yeah, I still do it on Bank Holiday Monday, I think. I've got no plans on Monday, so is football needed? It is when you've already bought the ticket, unfortunately. $3.80. Right, Glasgow platform 2 we're going into. Football's never needed. I was at the football last Tuesday as well. I was up in Barrow, of all places, which we've run up to a couple of times in TSC recently, haven't we, on the Cumbrian coast? Preston playing there in the cup, so I was there Tuesday night. But I didn't go by train because I think the last train out of Barrow is something silly, like it's quite early. Or it was on Tuesday, so I drove up. Put a little bit of brake in as we go down this hill. .7 to go. Wow, it struggles on this hill. So we are on the circle proper now. Glasgow's up here at the top. I think this one is the West Cornwall 37. I think. In its normal, when it's its normal guise. Streamlabs is number 1. Yeah, I still don't know how that works. It shouldn't be. I know it sends a lot of messages, but it shouldn't count as part of the top fans. I don't think Streamlabs is one of the top fans. He's here to work, not be a fan. Right, so just beyond the station, we've got the red. So take it easy through here. Just like that, we get a yellow, so we're alright. Yeah, but he uses a fan to cool him down, yeah. Is Streamlabs registered as a bot? Don't think so. Do you have to do that separately? It's literally just listed as a moderator. But it definitely shouldn't be racking up points. Right, we're due in 9 minutes. So I'm going to assume it might hold us here a couple of minutes. Being as we've only got 1.4 to go. Let's have a look what traffic we've got knocking around. Could be that Glasgow is busy. There's a little bit going in and out, but there's not a lot, is there? The platforms are pretty full. There's somebody in the platform right there. So what time is he departing? If I can hover over it, that is. Okay, well, let's use the mouse, that's easy. 13:45. So he's due out in 2 minutes. He's in our platform, so that'll be who we're waiting for. Let's have a look around Pollock Shields. Which Pollock Shields is it? East. Pollock Shields East. This is. Pollock Shields and Ear. It is a quiet route, isn't it? Yeah, I'd agree with you. It just seem a bit quiet. So we'll wait it out for a couple of minutes. Still bugging me what that Edinburgh Glasgow service is. Because I sat there yesterday and I sat downstairs with the PS5 and I went through all the routes that I was going to drive on, wrote it all down, and this one just doesn't exist on the PC. So it's annoyed me a bit. I'll find it and I'll report back and we'll run it next time, because that one was an hour. And that would have been a good thrash. So, not to worry. Right, how are we doing? 45, so it should be departing if he's on time. Do I have the West Cornwall Steam Pack? Yeah, I want to say yes. I definitely have on the PS5. Right, is he going to move or not? Oh, he's gone. There he is. There he is. He's moving. That's him going out. That's cool. So we should be able to move. There we go. In fact, we can go. KH, how are you? Out and about in the 37. Not a unit out and about in Glasgow. Your internet crashed, but it's back. Excellent. Yeah, there you go. We're in a 37. Oh, because you think the service uses the coaches? It could be. I will check that once I've finished the stream. You could be right. You could be right. I definitely do have that on the PS5. Because I've got everything on the PS5. You discovered a bug on Boston Sprinter where the newer CTC3's fuse box won't open. Oh, did you have you reported it? Signal sighting is awful in this route. Yeah, it is. Yeah. But not to worry because we're nearly there. We've got a mile. Got a mile to go. There's an Azuma leaving. There you go. Oh, it's being raced out. Look. That's quite nice. So those Azumas got updated, didn't they? Because they weren't there, were they, originally? You peeved off with TSW5. Well, don't worry, because number 6 will be coming. They'll probably give the release date as well, won't they, the direct. Welcome to Glasgow Central. Yeah, you see, I was saying there's no traffic. There's a little bit of traffic here coming into Glasgow, as you would hopefully expect. Still not as much traffic as you get in some of the scenarios on Train Sim Classic. The 158s. No more buffering. Oh, what? You mean it's been buffering the whole time, or did you go away for a bit and come back? I think it's been all right. Right, this chap. Well, there's not much room there, is there? Oh, why has it put me inside? I was trying to see how close. That's probably why it popped me into the middle. I wanted to see how close that was then. So over here, of course, is where we set off a couple of weeks back in the Class 90 when we went down in TSC, West Coast Main Line overshot. No spads, no spads. Just a missing service. The service that I plan to do has gone missing on PC. But it's like Great Western said, I'm going to have to check out if I've got that Steam pack for West Cornwall. That'll be it. I bet that's it. Here we are at Glasgow. Let's make sure we don't do what Richie does and go straight through the buffers. There we go. There's our rail tour done. So that is it for tonight. As I said, I will try and come back later this week, and we'll do something else. I'll try and get that missing service done from tonight, because that was a good one. But yeah, until then, have a good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming in. Thank you for the likes. Thank you to those that took out the member plus. Much appreciated. Take it easy. I will see you all on the next one. Cheers, guys.